Well, good morning, good snowy Thursday morning to you folks. We sure appreciate everybody joining in. I'm hoping everyone's staying warm as the weather outside is changing. My goodness, it feels like weather changing, Cindy, market changing. Cindy.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of changes in our life right now, right?
A lot going on.
Well,
all good.
And we know it's all good. We absolutely know it's all good. Well, our reason for getting with you today, this is another version of our 10,000. We're excited. We're putting towards those hours of knowledge. Just think of how smart we are, right?
Yep.
With everything that we've discussed in the marketplace, and boy, did we see some things change over the course of 2022. And again, I think about the first 6 months of this year, and we were at rocket space pace. I'll say it that way, right?
Yeah.
With everything that was going
crazy.
on, it was possible. And does it feel like to you, Cindy, to all of a sudden things are just, I don't want to say slowing down, but slowing down, right?
Yeah, I think the market is changing to the fact that, we probably have, because of the interest rates, some less buyers than that.
Yep.
Listings, I still think they're staying there. They're probably a little less, but I think what we're seeing is that, and we've talked about this before, that when they're submitting offers, you're seeing below list price. You're seeing closing costs. You're seeing kind of a lot of different things. A lot of different loan programs are being accepted: VA, MISHDA, FHA. So I think it's much more easier for buyers. I say easier to, especially if they've got FHA or VA loans, to have a chance, get accepted.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of that.
I feel the same way. And again, we always talk about this being a little different mind shift. Can I say it that way? Mind shift that, again, we know there's things still happening in our marketplace. We know that our minds need to shift to that place of saying, hey, what is it that we need to be doing in preparation for the end of this year, in preparation for the beginning of next year? How are we using our time? And,
right.
Again, I'm going to kind of pick on you, Cindy, because it's you and I today, girl. So
it's us. Hey,
we're feeding off each other today. I love it. But share with us a little bit about what happens in your mind after 16 years of doing this, this time of year.
Yeah. Well, this time of year, I kind of prepare throughout the year, because I'm actually, the winter months are busy for me. But it's a little bit different busy because we've got a lot of other things going on: holidays, family time, things like that. But I always try to do and be productive in my business, because that's the beauty of real estate. You can craft it for you in your life. And I'm not too hard on myself. If I feel like, wow, I haven't talked to a lot of people today, I'll call a couple of people, and it doesn't have to be, some big sales pitch or anything like that. I like real estate because I can be myself, and that's good, bad, ugly, whatever. But I think that sometimes our mindset is, we have to be in that full on mode all the time. And, you really don't. You can have fun with it. Craft it to you, to your personality. And I think that you would enjoy it a lot more too.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. Well, it was interesting. If you think back to yesterday when we were all talking a little bit about what are we going to call this morning? And we talked about the sales funnel, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think it was Tracy Johnson who kind of gave us the analogy or the visual of this very large, if you guys have ever been to the mall and you've seen this, when I put my favorite little quarter in and I wait for my little gumball to get to the bottom, it seems like it takes forever at the top because the funnel is so large, right?
Yeah.
And in a sales funnel, I think about this time of year, Thanksgiving, holiday, the parties, the social things that we can be involved in. And again, the sales funnel for me is about the conversations that I get into around this time of year.
Sure.
We talked a little bit about yesterday being very present when you're with family, when you're with friends, when you're reaching out, like you just mentioned. Again, the question always comes up when I'm talking to people just getting into the business. Well, I don't have very many people in my quote unquote sales funnel.
Sure.
Doug, who goes in this funnel? Who do I need to reach out and communicate with? What would you say? I mean, if I asked you that question, Cindy, tell me, who goes in your sales funnel?
Really, anyone that I come in contact with. I'm kind of like that, I'll jot down. It's funny, I always joke with Tracy, I've got this notebook I carry with me. I mean, I have it here, and it is like my lifeline. I jot down because, again, it's those little things that you can miss, and I don't want to miss them, because I think that's what makes the difference in your business. But anyone, if I go, if I go to a store and I meet somebody in line, because I tend to talk a little bit, and it's just a conversation. If I have a card with me, I'm not afraid to say, hey, if you know anybody, here's a card. And I don't make it awkward, or that's just not me. I don't like to feel like I have to do this. It's kind of more of a natural thing. But I think anybody, and really you want to keep filling that funnel, because you're actually planting seeds for the future that'll come up, because you really don't know. I mean, I have people that have called me, they got a card from somebody and they called me a year later, so you just don't know. But I love it, because those clients that come to you at that time, it's kind of like the perfect time, because you're starting to think, oh my gosh, I've only got, one closing coming up or something like that. And it motivates you. So I think every little thing that you do, and anybody you come in contact with, jot them down, and then try to figure out what is a good organization tool for you. That's what I struggle with, the organization. That's why I have this.
There you go. Yeah, but again, it's that awareness, and we talk about those the biggies: the awareness, the consideration, the conversation. But it starts with, like you just said, filling that funnel. I mean, anybody that you cross paths with, anybody that you do business with. I think about all the places that I spend money. And not necessarily because I like to eat, but I like to eat, right? But so you go to a restaurant, you strike up a conversation. Those people go on in your funnel, right?
Exactly.
And again, you reach out to them. Hey, it was good to see you at the restaurant, or it was good to meet you at the restaurant. And I mean, all of these things, it's that awareness to be able to take those people and essentially adopt them, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. you answered the question. They all go in that sales funnel, right?
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they?
Exactly. Right? And this is that time of year where you get invitations to happy hours with lenders. You get invitations to coffee, or little holiday get-togethers, or a past client maybe having a small Christmas party. And I know we're all busy. I'm the same thing. I'm like, when I'm home, I just want to be home.
Want to be home.
But
right?
we participate in that, because you never know who you're going to run into, and all that. And it's the perfect time of year, and you can go out, have a good time, mix with people. We're in a sales organization. That interaction, I guess you could call it a form of networking, is really important, and it makes you feel better. You're out there with people, and you feel like you're doing something.
Yep. Yeah. And it's that connection, right? And it's connecting with people. We all talk about this being a relational business. It for sure is. And it begins with those opportunities, like you just said, with filling the funnel. Well, when you get these people for the first time, and I'm kind of picking on your organizational process. I mean, they go into your funnel. How often, would you reach out to them a month later, 2 weeks later? How do you communicate with people just going into that funnel? Let's say for the first time.
Sure. What I'll do, and it's going to depend on the conversation, but a lot of times what I do is I'll send a card, especially if I've got their information. If I have their address or things like that, I'll send a card. Hey, nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know, here's my, again, if you need anything or you know anybody, let me know. If I don't have a card and I have a phone number, I don't call them right away. I don't want them to think, oh, but I will do that. I'll put that on my list and I'll kind of put it as a goal. Like I might do it in a couple of weeks. And like I said, Doug, and I'm sure you relate to this too, when you're sitting there and you're like, I need to get more stuff going on here.
Yeah.
I do that. Now, am I consistent all the time? Nope. But I try to be, I think we all have to do our best.
Yep.
And we're still people. We still have things going on in our lives, but
Yep.
we can do our best to do that. And I think that follow up, and like I said, we're in a sales industry. So any type of contact like that, it's going to benefit you.
No question. And it's that awareness, like you just said, we're all human, we're all busy, we got a lot going on. But again, the organizational part of that is always kind of interesting, because for me, this is the time of year too that I really do kind of a deep dive into the organizational part of that.
Sure.
The business planning part of that. I think of, and this is a great opportunity to talk about our friend Marissa's business planning, right? Where, boy, is this timely that I think, has she gone through one? We've done one.
She does. It goes tomorrow, Friday. And she's got a lot of energy. She motivates me. Just saying hi, Marissa. I love it. And what a great way, and again, it's another benefit that 5-Star has, that you would have to go somewhere probably to pay somebody big bucks to do that, a business planning session and all that. 5-Star provides that for their agents. So, all you got to do is plug in, turn on the computer and plug in, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I agree. And I mean, we talk about business planning. We talk about getting ready for 2023. It's always kind of interesting to me that the folks that say, well, what do I need to do in preparation for? Okay. So in your mind, it's back to what we talked about a little bit yesterday on the mindset of preparing. And we want to be successful, not only in this fourth quarter, but in the first quarter of next year. And we want to have these meaningful conversations around real estate with people. And sometimes you said it perfectly. They just begin with kind of a social, maybe even just a social conversation.
Yeah.
It turns into everybody wants to talk about real estate, right?
Exactly. And it's good practice, quite frankly. Another great thing for this time of year is going through your contact list and updating that. And trying to figure out, I've had several calls on CRMs and all that, which is great. And I like the 5-Star CRM. I use that for newsletters and that. And what a great tool that, honestly, we just have to plug our contacts in there, say a little blurb on the newsletter, hi, and they send it out for us. So it's a great tool. And the other thing is, this time of year, I always look, I'm like, okay, I need to get a better photo, updating your profile photo in that. And you'll get, especially on social media, it's nice because you get feedback from people. Hopefully it's all good, but that's a way to get engagement online, and kind of update your photo, your photo, update some wording, take a look at your social media, things like that. It's just, it's a great time of year. Then you can start the new year with something new, and you're kind of on the ground running. You're ready to go. Yeah.
Well, I wrote down younger photo. Does that help? So
no, I'm going to need longer eyelashes. I don't know if they make them.
Younger photo in preparation for 2023. There. Okay. I'm all set, man. I'm started. So, but again, it's really important. And I can't emphasize the fact that this is the time of year that in any business that, we do feel a little bit of the impact with the market. But again, the successful real estate agents, guess what, folks? they're always looking forward. We're always looking about to say, what's the next 8 weeks going to look like, or through the holidays. I am sure, and again, I've done this for about 20 years, that there will be people that will buy and sell in the month of November and the month of what
Absolutely.
we have, and in the month of December. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And remember, with real estate, you kind of, I think the most successful agents, they kind of roll with it. They kind of, because the market's always changing.
It is.
I mean, it always is. I mean, we went from January when you were probably getting, I don't know how many offers, but honestly, I just listed a house and I've got multiple offers.
Wow.
So,
Oh.
it's again, I think that there are still people out there looking for homes.
Yep.
And you want to have them buy them through you or list them through you. Why not?
Yep.
5 Star is the best company out there. So don't be afraid to, or think that because it's winter months that there's not a lot going on. You can create things that are going on, whether you do a mailing or, like I said, do something different with your marketing. We've got a phenomenal marketing team. And also on the education side is that, Doug, you've seen it, the 30-day challenge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those are great. There's some great ideas in there.
There sure are. And if you haven't gotten to the point, like we talked about yesterday, of reading those and go all the way to the bottom, read some of those. Those are phenomenal ideas.
Yeah.
What was Kim's phrase about when it works, consistently use that? I don't have her exact words.
Yeah, I know. I wrote it down, but I can't really read my notes.
But it really made sense to me, what she said. And these are very practical ways that you can continue to move forward, to grow your business, to get better organized. Again, the tools in the toolbox at 5 Star, oh my goodness, they're the best in the business by far.
Yeah, they really are. And there's a lot there. The education site, all that. I mean, they have videos on there for prospecting and all that. And just like Doug said, it's a great time to start doing that. And we can all brush up on our skills on prospecting and getting organized and all that. And just really, and find something that, there's podcasts out there. Kim got me hooked on the Ninja podcast.
Oh, nice.
So I'm every day, yay. Good. And to keep your mind positive. And it's a great industry. And just like Doug said, there's buyers and sellers out there.
You got it. Well, and again, they want to hear from you. They want to hear from you. So as people kind of get into this business, especially I realize this 10,000, our time together is kind of geared for those folks that have just either gotten into the business or maybe they've been in the business a year or two. Again, consistent, working on your sphere, working on your contact lists, doing your business planning. I mean, these are all integral parts of what it takes, right?
Sure.
And again, when I hear people say, well, what do I do next? And again, those are those things that inwardly you've got to be focused on every day of your professional life to get better at your skill set.
Yeah.
And it does all begin with mindset, really.
You're exactly right.
I love it.
And make a list. I mean, and I always talk about this, my mind goes all over the place, but I make a list every day. And sometimes all of it's marked off. A lot of times it's not, but I made the list. I consciously put it in my brain that I need to accomplish these things. And when I do mark something off that list, I feel good. So do something that really works for you. And again, it's a great business because you can craft it to you, but you're also in charge of your discipline as well. And that's probably where we all, we all have to work on that.
Maybe we fall a little short in that area, but you're exactly right. But each and every day, as you just said, it is a discipline that we need to continue to maintain each and every day of our professional life. I had somebody say to me the other day, that energy, that enthusiasm, who doesn't want to be around people that are contagious in the business, that are constantly looking at better,
Yeah.
ways to do the business, basically. So
That's why everybody loves you, Doug.
oh, geez. Well, I don't know about that, but they love all of us. And again, anything we can do to kind of help the growth of our agents as we go forward.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is first and foremost our priority from a broker support standpoint, right?
Yeah. So call us if you have questions. I mean, just like I said, on your CRM, where to find the items in the education site. If you need ideas, if you need help with offers, we're here.
Yep, we are. Well, good. Well, hey, this has been good. Do you feel good about our conversation?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
we did okay.
We brought some value in this morning. I mean, please reach out. I mean, the broker support team, we are just here to help. I mean, we can't say it enough times. Can't wait to meet people on December 8th is coming up. Christmas party.
It's going to be so much fun.
And a lot of the calls that we get, they're asking, hey, are we coming to the party? Do we get a chance to face-to-face meet and meet our support, our spouses? I just can't wait for that time because again, I want to meet people that are excited about doing this business for the simple reason that, again, if we can plug in and help them grow, my goodness, that's
for sure.
That's huge.
That's the goal. Yep, for sure.
Well, anything else before we go? Anything else that you want to kind of share with the greater good here?
Yeah, I don't know if do you have any more coffee hours coming up, Doug? I know I've got one in Jackson on Tuesday. So anybody that's near Jackson,
yes, please
come to the coffee hour. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
Yep, we do have some coming up. I know December's going to get a little skimpy, but when is yours in Jackson? What did you just say?
Next Tuesday.
Perfect. I've got one in Muskegon then too. So yeah, we're pretty excited. Come to the coffee hours, you guys. It's a great place for you to network with other agents, share stories, victories, wins, and some of the challenges, because we all have challenges in this business, right? So
and Marissa's business planning tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Will be great.
That'd be good. All right. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to this snowy weather. Everybody drive safely, please. Be careful on the roads, and can't wait to get together at the Christmas party and on our next version of the 10,000. So we appreciate everybody checking in today. Appreciate your time. Have a great rest of the day, will you please? All right.
Thanks, Doug. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.